Welcome back to Rumor and Theory. Today we're discussing the future of Grogu in The Mandalorian Season 3 and beyond.
It's hard to think of a way that Grogu could return to the series in Season 3. Usually, when you have a show bring back a character, it's a character who can make his or her own decisions. So if Grogu came back into the picture, that would mean Luke would have to be back as well. As much as I would love that, you can't just have Luke show up whenever you put the main character in a situation with no way out. In my mind, this was a one-time thing. With that said, there is one way I can see them bringing back not only Grogu, but Luke as well. Now, this may be a stretch, but seeing what we were given in The Last Jedi, it may work. Din and Bo-Katan will settle their differences early in Season 3, or at least set them aside until they have Mandalore back. They would then travel to Ahsoka to recruit her in a similar fashion that Obi-Wan and Anakin recruited her in the final season of Clone Wars when she took back Mandalore from Maul. Once they arrived at Ahsoka's figurative doorstep, in a surprise to Din and crew, Ahsoka is in possession of Grogu. Din asks Ahsoka what happened to the Jedi that took him. She explains that he had an important mission that could not be ignored, possibly setting up a future Luke Skywalker series, and that he placed Grogu in her possession until he came back. In an emotional and rash reaction, Din gets extremely angry at the notion that Grogu isn't Luke's main priority, and that he is just a child and he needs someone constant in his life. Din takes Grogu back from Ahsoka and refuses help from any Jedi. From here, the story can really go in multiple directions, but for Season 3, although a reach, this is one of the only ways I can see Grogu coming back into the picture. This could also set up a confrontation between Luke and Din later down the line, where Ahsoka must step in to prevent it from being deadly and mend the wounds between the two characters. If Grogu doesn't show up in Season 3 of The Mandalorian, then there could be a possibility that Luke has his own series with Grogu where they go around the galaxy recruiting Jedi and Force-sensitive children for his new Jedi Temple. Canonically, we know that this was what he was doing during this period in the Star Wars universe, so it would make sense that Grogu was a part of that. During this series, Ben Solo could come into the picture and build a strong bond with the child. They could grow together as Jedi, with Grogu always being one step ahead of him, revealing the rage inside Solo, foreshadowing his turn. If they were to go this route, Disney would probably have to recast Luke and use an actor like Sebastian Stan, who was pretty much identical to late 70s Mark Hamill, and who we know can handle a physical role due to his amazing ongoing performance as the Winter Soldier. This series could also lay more breadcrumbs, big and small, for the First Order, and possibly even introduce an early version of Snoke, who not only has a connection with Ben Solo, like in the comics, but has a connection with Grogu as well. I would honestly just love to see them inject life into the sequel trilogy through any of these upcoming shows. They need more of a connection to the rest of Star Wars that isn't just conjured for box office purposes, and this show could be a perfect way to accomplish that. Now, if none of those options come to pass, a grim and sad storyline begins to unfold. We know that Luke's Jedi Temple and all the Padawans were destroyed by Kylo and the Knights of Ren, which would lead us to believe that Grogu was killed during these events. That would be a tragic and unfortunate fate for one of the most beloved new characters in Star Wars. I personally don't see Lucasfilm going this route, but there are a lot of people out there advocating for it and believing in the idea. Now finally, the coolest of all the theories in this video. If Grogu was not at or survived Kylo's attack on the Jedi Temple, then this could set him up to be a main character as an adult in the time after the sequel trilogy. How cool would it be to see Grogu in full Yoda form, leading a new group of Jedi and telling them of his adventure with Din Djarin, ruler of Mandalore, and Jedi legend Luke Skywalker. He could carry on the legacy that fans really care about and pique interest in a new era of Star Wars. I would love to see Grogu flipping around in all his Jedi glory, slicing down enemies with a green lightsaber, possibly by recovering Luke's green kyber crystal, which is also rumored to be Qui-Gon's. This could all take place several years after the sequel trilogy, removing any reason to use those characters, although it would be cool to see a Jocasta Nu style Rey.
Thanks for watching the video. Please again like and subscribe below for future content. We'll be doing videos daily, and I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks.